Hey everyone, you're listening to Nerd Boys Comic Blog. I'm Marco.
I'm Charles.
And today we're going to talk about Star Wars, The Last Jedi.
What? I thought we were talking about Rick and Morty.
Oh, no, well, if you want to do that, that could be a whole separate thing.
I got season 3 I gotta watch.
Oh, okay.
We can get to that.
Alright.
Soon.
But right now, The Last Jedi.
Star Wars.
The new trailer.
Wait a minute, you're not talking about like the teaser for the trailer?
No, like the official like football trailer they had.
Oh, the one that like people were probably watching football for who never really watched football and they couldn't wait like 20 minutes to watch it on YouTube?
The exact one.
Okay. Like I see people like, yeah, I can't wait till like, it comes to halftime so I can get to, see this trailer. I'm like, there's YouTube. Like whenever they release that trailer, it's going straight up on YouTube.
Yeah.
If you're following Star Wars, okay, I'm finna tell this to anybody. Don't watch the Super Bowl anymore. Cause every trailer that they show, 2 to 3 minutes after they show it during the Super Bowl, it's going to pop up. Like
it'll be YouTube. The full trailer because on the Super Bowl you can only get like 30 seconds.
Yeah. And all your favorite like trailer channels, subscribe to them, get the notifications. Yeah. Like we're promoting other channels, but like it's one of those things where it's just like, no, it's just like I don't care for football. That's why I'm saying what I'm saying. Like I think it's a foolish thing. To each his own when it comes to sports. But like if you're watching and you're not a fan of football and you're watching it just for the trailer, don't waste your time. Like play your game, do whatever you do. Watch some anime, watch some Rick and Morty, because we all know you can binge watch some episodes and watch them again, and just wait for the trailer to be released on YouTube.
Yeah, and it's funny because a lot of people were waiting for the trailer to buy their tickets.
Yeah,
but there was a glitch in the system, and you could pre-order tickets hours before the trailer.
Yeah, I kind of seen like Andrea's Facebook post about that. It's a trap.
It is a trap. Don't watch the game.
You got your tickets, right?
I got them. Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't. I know I'm going to get my ticket. And for people who don't know or who do know, I still haven't watched episode 7 yet.
He'll watch it before episode 8, hopefully.
Possibly.
I will make him watch it on like December 13th.
You can't make me do anything.
I'll throw the Blu-ray at you on December 13th.
And I'll just use Ultra Instinct. The Force.
Either one. They're both really OP.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm going to eventually get around to it. But this trailer, though.
The new trailer.
So, I know you discussed with Andrea about it. So, everyone already seen the trailer by now. Your opinions and your theories.
So, I'm going to talk about some Kylo Ren right now.
Okay.
Because he seems very torn.
I feel like that's his thing, to be torn, like, since the very beginning.
Yeah, that's like his story arc in this trilogy. It's going to be like, I'm bad, but I don't want to be bad.
And I feel like it was more of like peer pressure from Snoke, where it's like, no, you could be bad. And he's like, but no, like I actually like what I'm doing. Like, no, you meant for so much more.
Your grandpa was Darth Vader, which means you're bad, right?
Yeah, and it's like, it sucks that no one told him. And I feel like it's one of those things where they should have just came out and be like, hey, okay, Skywalkers, we kind of got an ugly history.
Yeah. You can't just get rid of that Darth Vader statue.
No.
Don't ignore that Darth Vader happened.
No. That flag that that your parents don't want to show you? Oh, no. Don't hide from that.
That Imperial flag?
No.
Put that in a museum, because that's a history we shouldn't steer away from.
But I feel like it's one of those things. They should just came out and told him, like, hey, your grandfather was Darth Vader. It really sucks that, this is the kind of history that we have. But I feel like he wouldn't have been tempted to go over to the dark side. And even then, I feel like even after going over, it's still like, is this what I'm supposed to do?
Yeah, it's that, like, this is my destiny kind of thing.
Yeah. And, knowing him, being trained by his uncle, and he's thinking, everything is great. Luke probably distanced himself from him, like, hey, you're a powerful Jedi. I shouldn't be so close to you. And
actually, it sounds like the opposite. It sounds like he didn't really, because the line is like, oh, I've seen this power once before. I wasn't afraid of it then. I am now.
Yeah.
I think like he kind of took Kylo Ren's power for granted.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna make a Rick and Morty reference and say granted, but I don't think anyone would get that. But he took the power for granted, and it really came back and bit him in the ass.
Literally.
Or figuratively.
Yeah.
He dropped the temple on him.
Yeah, I don't know about you, but temple fall on you, I got bit in the ass. But from this trailer, as you can see, and I was actually having this discussion with like someone who they're not. I won't call them a Star Wars fan, because I feel like as a Star Wars fan, either you love it or you don't. It's not like, oh, I really enjoy. Like, no. Either you love it or you don't. And
it's like the internet. You can hate something or you can love something.
Yeah.
But people usually don't like to go in the middle.
Yeah. And I'm that middle guy. Like, I don't have like any Star Wars paraphernalia, but like I'm that kid who I didn't know any better, but I watched like episodes 4, 5, and 6 repeatedly for 2 summers straight because like I was at my grandmother's house and my uncle who worked, he was just like, oh no, just watch these movies, and that's all I did. I just kept watching Star Wars, and I'm talking about on VHS. Like I'm dating myself. Like on VHS, I repeatedly watched it, and I had like a VHS rewinder where I just like every time I popped one in the VCR. I rewind the previous one that I was watching. I just kept doing that. So, as me and him were discussing, what came up was Knights of the Old Republic. And one of the things that, we talked about was like, we don't really know who Ren is. She's still mysterious. What if they holding back, like, because in Knights of the Old Republic, you play as this character whose name, which you find out later on, the character that you're playing as the main character, he's actually an old Jedi Knight named Reverend who went over to the dark side, and he became a Jedi Master, a Sith Master, and he had his apprentice try to kill him. I'm like, what if, like, this entire time, she just have, like, amnesia. She don't know who she really is. And, Snoke, like, know who she is. And he's been trying to get close to her so he kind of wake her up. Or, there's so many theories that's out there.
Oh, so you're thinking, like, kind of a similar scenario for Evan where it was, like, amnesia.
Yes.
And you're actually a Sith.
Yes, you was a Sith, and no one wanted to say, like, hey, you were actually trained in a Jedi temple, and or even as a kid, could have been one of the kids that could have possibly escaped, or even there, like, everyone, like, for instance, Luke could have possibly came past her already, was like, hey, she's very strong, I'm going to ignore this, I can already sense the Force in her, I'm going to ignore this, that way, no one finds her, no one discovers her true power. And then, like, he sees her, when she come back with the lightsaber, and that look of surprise is, shit, I thought I got rid of you.
Yeah. I'm going back to this thing that Rian Johnson said, where he sees Rey and Kylo Ren as kind of like two sides of the same protagonist, where it's like they're both kind of on a similar journey. And I can imagine Kylo Ren being like, he's trying to head towards the dark side, but the light keeps pulling him back. And I can imagine Rey trying to go for the light, but being pulled into the dark.
And that's one thing I was also questioning too. Like, I feel like, as you can obviously see, she encounters Snoke in this movie. Something telling me, like, she turns over to the dark side.
Yeah. Either that or, like, Kylo and her kind of run away together.
Yeah.
And they try to make a balance between the two.
Start a new order. But no, like, I'm intrigued. Like, I'm more excited about this movie than I was The Force Awakens. I feel like Force Awakens, yeah, granted it is good, but it's like, it's like A New Hope, like, where this is going to be your movie where you're going to get introduced to the new characters. You're going to know, like, what the universe has been up to since the last time you watched it, and there's still some things going on that, like, we just don't know, some questions that's not answered. And plus, when I heard that, like, Luke Skywalker don't come into the movie until, like, the last 5 minutes, I was just like, yeah, I'm good, I'll wait.
Yeah.
Sorry, 5 minutes. The last, like, 4 seconds before the credits start rolling, I was like, yeah, I only watch Star Wars because of Luke. That's who I'm like, that's my favorite character. So seeing that, I'm just like, yeah, I'll get to it when I get to it.
Yeah. But we could totally do a marathon before the movie. We just watch episode 7 and then go into the movie.
Oh, that's not a marathon. Marathon would be like, we watch episodes 4, 5, and 6, then 1, 2, and 3, then 7.
Well, I have every one of them behind me right now, so.
I don't know what I just got myself into.
I don't have Rogue One because I don't like Rogue One.
What?
I'm sorry. After further reflection, I was just like, I don't like it that much.
What? It's even better than the prequels.
It is, but it's like, I mean, I'm not going to say it's a bad movie. It's just like, it could have been better. I do like the last third of the movie.
Yeah.
That's about it.
I do agree with you. Like, the first 2/3 of the movie. Like, okay, the opening I enjoyed. Right after the opening, where it's like the time jump, and then, like, we're following, what's his name again? the main male protagonist?
Cassian Andor.
Yeah, like, that was kind of weird, him starting out. I understand she wants to see her father. That was kind of weird also, but the third act, it was just like, yeah, crap hit the fan. We now going to see what made the plans being delivered successful, how that plan was made to deliver the plans of the Death Star. And sadly, like, no one lives through it. Spoiler alert. I mean, if you haven't seen it, like, obviously you don't care.
Yeah, this is the real Suicide Squad, really.
Yeah, that's what this movie should have been called. Star Wars Rogue One, Suicide Squad, a real Star Wars movie.
By Disney, directed by Gareth Edwards, TM Disney.
Yes. We just needed him just for his name. That's it.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, but, I mean, do you feel like as if they spoiled anything?
I know they said that the whole trailer would be pretty spoilery, but at the same time, it's like, we don't know how all these events line up. We can make a rough outline of, like, this happens at the beginning of the movie, this happens in the middle, and this happens towards the end. But we're also missing a huge chunk with, like, the casino planet, and then Benicio del Toro.
And I figure, like, since they did mention those, and it's like, if you're not, like, okay, the average consumer where... Like, if you're not like the average consumer, you would have, like, heard about that. You're a hardcore Star Wars fan. But I would say roughly 65% of Star Wars fans who do watch just the movies or, just the movies and possibly whatever, like, TV shows or whatever, like, other lines of, like, entertainment that they come across, they probably wouldn't have known about that. Now, me seeing this trailer compared to, like, the Force Awakens trailer, I would slightly have to say, like, there's a lot in this trailer where it's like, there are questions that are being asked, but I feel like the answers are given to us. But at the same time, we really don't know until we watch the movie.
Yeah, there's a lot going on behind the scenes that they feed us a lot of information, but at the same time, it's not enough to make a good estimate of what's going on.
I'm going to compare this to, like, a video game. Like, for instance, Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. A lot of people seen trailers and they watched, like, all the clips that they show of the movie, of the video game, and everyone was like, oh my god, they spoiled so much. No.
Yeah.
You think they did, but they didn't. And I kind of feel like that, like, here, like, they showed us a lot, and, we take it as is. Like, of course, we're going to, spectate, and we're going to sit there, come up with our own, like, theories. But I feel like when it comes down to the scene where, like, Kylo Ren, he flies to, like, the base, and he's ready to shoot down, like, that, ship. And I feel like, is that really his mom on that ship? Is that really Leia?
Well, you see that she is on a similar ship, so then it could be a clever piece of marketing.
Yes.
Where it's like they cut together a bunch of scenes that seem like they go together, but they don't really. Recent trailers are pretty good at that, where they, like, cut together scenes that look like they work together, but they're two different ends of the movie.
And I feel like with a property as big as Star Wars, would Disney allow them to release a trailer where it could have possibly, like, spoiled the movie? Like, we're getting these scenes, and 9 times out of 10, we're going to see these scenes in the movie. 9 times out of 10, I hope we see these same scenes in the movie.
Again, Rogue One.
Yes, and I wonder if they're going to, Rogue One, even though it was a Star Wars movie, it wasn't a Star Wars movie.
Yeah. But then again, Disney's not like Sony where they, like, put everything in the trailer.
But even with the Spider-Man trailer, like, granted we did see a lot, but there was still, like, we still had kind of, like, surprise, like,
Yeah.
Wow, we didn't know that. Like, spoiler alert, we had no idea that, like,
Childish Gambino.
Yeah, was, like, going to be someone's uncle, and, like, the love interest who they obviously shown, we didn't know that she had any relations to other characters in the movie.
Yeah.
And this whole time we didn't know who, like, we knew that she's supposed to play MJ, quote unquote, but, like, she literally was like a side character.
She actually might be a throwaway character too.
It's to
depending.
It's to the point where she was like random stormtrooper number 3. Like, like, it was like, oh, we see you here. You give us a few lines of dialogue, but that's it. And it sucks if she does become a throwaway character, because I feel like, one, even though the role was small, it was still pretty big, and it could be enough where she should be in the sequels. But hey, whatever Sony want to do, /Disney / really Sony, and Disney just overwatches everything, like, let them do what they do.
Yeah. But back to Star Wars.
Yeah.
I just want to talk about
Hope.
No, Last Jedi.
I have a new hope.
Yeah. Do you think this is gonna be a total remake of Empire?
Yes. I'm not. Only reason I say that because I feel like this will be that groundbreaking. Whatever happens in this movie, it's going to be bad. I mean, well,
it's gonna be bad for our characters.
I feel like any trilogy or any like series of movies, like think about Harry Potter. The middle of the middle movies, like I would say movie 4, 5, and 6. I'm going to count 7 part 1 and 2 as one movie because it'd be ridiculous because it was one book. But like, yeah, literally book 4, 5, and 6, like Voldemort comes back. What's his name? Who actually turns around and plays freaking like Edward of Twilight. His character dies, and it's like usually in the middle of any story, crap hits the fan.
Yeah, this is our darkest point for the characters.
Yeah, and I mean in this trailer you could tell like when you seen like Force Awakens, it was like, oh my god, like it was bright, it was cheery, it was like we got these characters back, we live in this universe. And the greatest part of every trailer, which I believe it was shown in the very first trailer, was when you seen Han Solo and he was like, Chewie, we going home. And it was like, yes! Now you see like the aftermath of that, like some things happened, some people got injured, where is it going to go from here? And obviously, as I said before, crap is going to hit the fan. Like, even like with like, the prequels, which not many people like, but there are good things that was in them. Clone Wars. It was not good in the Clone Wars. Like when that ended, it was like, okay, like Anakin, he lost one of his arms. All the droids were pretty much gone. The clones pretty much took they had to like call on the clone. Like things fell apart.
Yeah.
But I mean, episode 3, like it didn't end well because like that's just how the story was supposed to end. In order for,
but it had silver lining.
Yeah, it did have a silver lining. They was able to get those twins away.
Yeah.
T and Tamara.
Man, I wonder what happened to like the other Tamara triplet.
What?
You didn't know the show was Sister, Sister, Sister? That's actually a reference to the Lucas brothers.
Oh, I'm in a parallel universe.
Oh, the Mandela effect? I remember Sister, Sister, Sister. No.
Oh, God. but it's going to hit the fan. This will be like, an Empire Strikes Back movie where...
And it looks like it's going to like repeat a lot of imagery because you got Rey training with Luke.
Yes.
You have Kylo Ren on a mission to hunt after the Resistance, like Darth Vader hunting after the Rebels. You have this ice planet, well, not really ice planet, but the salt planet.
Yeah.
That looks a lot like Hoth and it has AT-ATs.
Oh, gorilla AT-ATs?
Yeah.
Which, by the way, it was like, yeah, we knew what happened, like, roughly, what was that, 30 years ago?
Yeah.
Well, maybe more than that. We're not letting that happen again, okay? Ain't some kid and some stupid, ex-fighter gonna sit there and, like, string up one of our AT-ATs. Try that now.
We're toe cable proof now because we got blades on our legs. And then
shoot at the ice.
I also noticed in the trailer this movie has like a lot of red in it because good Star Wars movies tend to have a color scheme to them. Like the first one's very metallic because it has a lot of Death Star stuff. The next one's fairly white because you have Cloud City and you also have Hoth, so it's pretty white. And then the Return of the Jedi, all pretty much green except for Jabba's palace, but that feels like its own separate movie. But you have this Battle of Endor and everything's really green. For this one, you have a lot of red. That's from like Crate, but also the First Order and all this other stuff. And red lightsabers, too.
Which is another thing. They didn't show Kylo Ren activating... Like, he never turned on his lightsaber. They never showed it.
Yeah. He also broke his mask.
Yeah, I guess he was like... and that's when we know, like, he's still conflicted. Like, whatever's going on, it's troublesome from him. We hear Snoke's voice. We actually see him. Some telling me he's not that big of a person, but he's very powerful.
Yeah, because I think we saw, like, he's about human-sized.
Yeah.
At least in that scene, it looks like he's, like, right there in front of Rey. And it looks like Rey might lose something. Whether it's an arm, maybe something more.
I mean, hey, you never know. It wouldn't be right if she didn't.
Yeah, this is our darkest point.
Yeah.
It's funny because it's also kind of the third arc, or the third act of Kylo Ren's story. Because we didn't get to see the first act, but we have seen the second act, where he turns dark.
Yeah.
And what if, like, this movie is his redemption?
It could be true.
It's like a weird thing where we skipped the beginning of his journey just to get to the end of his journey.
And then this could be his rebirth.
Yeah. And then Dr. Manhattan comes out of nowhere.
Whoa, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, then this wouldn't be a Star Wars story.
Yeah. But did you like his Band-Aid?
I kind of did. Like, at first I was like, wow, that scar looks really... What is going on with his face?
Yeah. I mean, I wish the action figure had that Band-Aid. Looks cooler than his actual scar.
Yeah. Also, they made the toy. Well, that's right. We were actually talking about that because the first, I guess, teaser trailer that they released, they showed like the scar, and it was just like, oh, what is that? Yeah. And then I guess they were like, oh man, it's really bad. Like, can we CGI that? Like, let's see.
I think it was a plan from Rian Johnson because they tested the makeup for the original scar. It's like it looks too goofy, so they just shifted a little bit and they gave him the Band-Aid to make him look darker. Kind of. But
at the same time, he was smacked across the face with a lightsaber. Like, how can you be okay after that? Like, if anything, it should be like, hey, I wear this mask because I have this ugly ass scar across my face. Like, I was smacked with a lightsaber. And it made it seem like, I mean, yes, Finn was a little inexperienced, but at the same time, he hit him with that lightsaber. Like,
we completely forgot about Finn in this trailer.
Oh, I didn't forget about him. He finally fighting Captain Plasma.
Phasma,
Plasma. It's all the same. I mean, I made the PH silent.
Yeah, Captain Phasma, his old boss.
Yeah, it was like you quit working. You didn't put in no 2 weeks. You're like, well, I don't need one when I found a better job.
The Resistance has health coverage.
So, I mean, one, he looks more like, I felt like from what I've seen from The Force Awakens, it was like, hey man, we going on an adventure. I don't know who I am, but yay. This one is just like, yeah, new suit, who this?
New trooper, who this?
Yeah, like he looks like a badass in here.
Yeah, and it looks like they're on some kind of undercover espionage reconnaissance, maybe even like destroy a whole First Order base kind of thing.
I mean, and like that brown outfit he had on, I don't know what it was, but I'm like, dude, you're rocking that. Like, John Boyega, you now like one of the coolest people I know.
Yeah, not just from Pacific Rim, but also like this, and also Attack the Block.
Yeah, like I remember. It's funny, I remember him from that. So seeing now how he progressed as like an actor, he's perfect for that role. I couldn't imagine anybody else.
Yeah, him and Poe Dameron. I hope they get to both live through this one.
Yeah,
or maybe Poe dies because he's new Han Solo.
Well, no, he lives because he is the new Han Solo.
But the original plan for Han was to get killed off after Empire.
Oh, well, hopefully he sticks to this being a new Han.
Yeah,
or they share the roles of being Han.
They could do that because you also have that chick Rose. She might be new Leia, or she might not be new Leia.
And the thing I'm wondering also is it just Chewie and then like this Furby penguin thingy that's flying the Millennium Falcon now?
You mean the Porgs now sold in all stores and Toys R Us around the world?
Wait a minute, are you serious?
Porgs?
That's what they are?
Yeah, they're like they're what's living on Luke's planet, but they're also like the big marketing push for the toys. Like, you'll see plushies of them, you'll see Funko Pops of them.
Oh, good God.
You'll see, like, variant Funko Pops with, like, Chewie holding a Porg.
Yeah.
You'll see, I think people are getting them tattooed now. It's becoming ridiculous.
So, I guess, like, that means, like, Chewie wound up getting to, like, where Luke is at.
Yeah, well, Chewie was there. Oh, you didn't watch Force Awakens.
Yeah.
He flew with Rey to that planet.
Okay.
Yeah, in the Millennium Falcon.
Okay. I bet you that was a long ride.
It probably was. I mean, they didn't even have a map that was recognizable. So
yeah, they still found him.
Yeah.
I wonder why out of all planets he crash landed there. I mean, well, he's stuck there.
I don't know. Some people say it's a Jedi temple. Some people say it's just a Force sensitive planet.
And those creatures are Force sensitive, so they're like lifting rocks and lifting like X-wings out of water.
Yeah. And then Rey's cracking rocks, and he's like, whoa.
Oh, yeah. Speaking of which, like, she seemed like a powerful, like, Force user from that.
Yeah. I mean, sure, Yoda lifted an X-Wing out of the swamp.
Like, it was
But Rey broke a rock.
Oh,
yeah. That's scary power.
Yeah.
And then she went inside that Force tree and read the Journal of the Wills.
What?
Oh, it's this whole thing of the Journal of the Wills is like the prototype title for Star Wars. And it's kind of like the Jedi Bible.
Okay.
Yeah. So it was like,
I didn't think any of those existed because of like the repeatedly consequences of the Jedi temples being destroyed.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I don't know about you, but like every time I feel like, Jedi as a whole get destroyed, usually there's nothing left and they have to build from scratch.
Yeah. Well, I think some they're kind of retconning in the new Star Wars books that like they kept the librarian from like the prequels. They kept her alive in the Darth Vader series just so other Jedis would try to rescue her, because she's kind of like a historian for the Jedi too. That's the whole thing in the Darth Vader comic right now, which is pretty cool.
Wait a minute, is he like keeping her captured and he's just using her as bait?
I think that's the plan for the Emperor, to kind of like use her as bait to lure in Jedis who are like hidden, which is a pretty messed up plan. But also the library, I think, got completely wiped out, or almost wiped out from Anakin attacking. But it's a book. You can't destroy paper files unless you burn them.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Is there anything else?
No, I think that's it for the Star Wars trailer.
Those ice dogs. Andrea really loves the ice dogs.
The ice dogs?
Yeah, on Crate.
Oh. Yeah, it's such a lovely planet. Yeah. I feel like
such a salty planet.
But yeah, I'm actually more excited about this than I was of The Force Awakens.
Oh, the trilogy, unless they make like a 10th one, this is probably going to be like the biggest and best one.
How do you feel about J.J. Abrams coming back for the third one?
It's a good choice. I would have preferred Rian Johnson to come back, but then he probably was burnt out from this one.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like, because between like 7 and 9, what have like J.J. Abrams been doing?
I think he's mostly been a producer for a lot of things.
TV shows, right?
Yeah, and other things like the Star Trek movies. He's technically producing them.
Oh, okay.
And then Paramount was really pissed because they wanted J.J. Abrams for 4, and he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna do Star Wars 9."
Yeah, like, I'm sorry, but we prepaid you already. Like, I don't care about burning that bridge. Like, the amount of money that like Disney's paying me, like, I can retire.
Yeah, we don't really need a third Cloverfield movie. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
so
part 2 didn't even make sense with the script you gave me. Okay.
Actually, I like Cloverfield. 10 Cloverfield Lane.
No, like, it was a great movie, but it didn't really tie into like the bigger, like, it was one of those side stories.
Well, I kind of think of it as like anthology, because the original Halloween. This is total tangent, by the way. The original Halloween series 1 and 2 are tied together. And then it was going to be an anthology, so every movie was going to be a different story. 3 is a different story. It did terribly at the box office, and everyone was really confused. So they went back to Michael Myers in the 4th one. So I think Cloverfield's trying to do what Halloween couldn't do, and every movie's a different type of monster.
But don't wait, like when was the last one? Like 06?
No, I think it was 09. Yeah.
Yeah, but like,
because I think the first trailer was like around the time of Iron Man, and everyone lost their minds.
Yeah, like you wait too long to release these movies. Like, hey, luckily the fan base is still out there from people who's like, hey, there's so much stuff to be interested in. I can come back to this whenever I want. But even then, it's like, give us something more. Like, give us nope. Keep doing what you're doing, because I realize the moment that you start explaining stuff, it's no longer special.
Like with Halloween, why is Michael Myers now a possessed cult demon thing?
Like with Star Wars, the Force, bacteria midichlorians.
Midichlorians, they actually retcon that back to being like, they're just attracted to Force users, but they don't determine how much Force you have in you. It's like those things from Avatar. By the way, James Cameron, don't make 4 Avatar sequels. Please. We're only gonna watch 1. We're gonna watch the second one, and then we're gonna be like, we didn't need this.
Yeah.
I didn't ask for this.
Or it could be like Terminator, where the first one was pretty good, second one was better, and then somehow he's just like, I'm done, and then give it up. People make some bad sequels, and then I know where he was like, give it back. Then we get another movie.
Yeah, I'm excited about Terminator 3. Are we done for Star Wars right now?
Yeah, I think we're done with Star Wars.
I think we're done. You go, James Cameron, for getting back the rights to Terminator, but then screwing it up by working on Avatar instead.
Yes, and Aliens, which...
Yeah. Also, Wonder Woman is a good female protagonist. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, fuck you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry, James Cameron, but you don't know what you're talking about. Like, why would you compare... Like, it's honestly one of those, like... Why? Like...
I think he was just mad because, like, I did Sarah Connor and she was cool, too.
Yeah, she was.
And she still is.
In the 80s and 90s. But now it's like, you're no longer doing movies about her. she's been like,
Well, hey, 6 is going to be all about Sarah Connor.
oh, okay.
Linda Hamilton, Sarah Connor.
Yeah, that's right. I heard they're bringing her back.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's see how well that goes.
I think that's going to be it for Star Wars.
That's it for Star Wars.
Until the movie comes out.
Good God.
Hopefully. Watch there be some like Han Solo news and we have to talk about that too.
That's if they ever get that movie out.
You know what? Just cancel Han Solo.
No. No.
Or release 2 versions and we get to choose which one we want to watch.
Or what you can do is you release the movie and it's not as great, then you do like a director's cut where you add in everything that was taken out and somehow you kind of combine it with like every little piece of like work that every director did. Then it's like, bam, there we go.
Yeah, because I like 2 out of 3 directors that they got.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And are you talking about the same guys who worked on the Lego Batman movie?
The Lego movie.
Yeah, and technically those were like one set of directors. So.
Yeah.
Man, I thought Batman had issues finding the director.
Oh, jeez. Don't even get me started with that.
I
But
know.
I think that's going to be it for today.
That's it for Star Wars.
Yep. This has been Nerd Boy's Comic Blog. If you like me and Charles talking about stuff, going back and forth, talking about Star Wars, sometimes comics, sometimes, other things.
Like movies, sometimes anime, which we haven't really done much anime. It's always been you and Andrea with anime.
Yeah. You want to talk about Black Clover eventually down the line?
You know what? Let's wait until I get like 3 episodes in.
First impressions.
Yeah, first impressions. Because like I can tell you this right now, and I know it's another side tangent we're supposed to be getting off, but every first episode of every anime is always good. What happens after that is what determines if you're going to stick onto it or not.
Yeah. Especially for shonen anime. They're all like pretty much, I want to be blank, but I have no power.
Yes.
Now I have power. My Hero Academia, it took a little bit longer to get power, but same thing pretty much.
It's I feel like it's always the starting story of like Goku as in, hey,
or Luke Skywalker.
Or Luke Scout, yeah. I wonder if he, you know what, I felt like he had a chance to take out Kylo Ren and he just didn't want to do it because it was his nephew.
Yeah.
I hope they show what happened with the whole Jedi Temple.
It looks like a flashback's coming.
Yeah.
Or a vision.
Could do. I feel like she had like her own version of like the Mist training.
Yeah. Like she'll go into the tree or the cave and then she'll see everything and be like, oh, forget this again.
And then she probably see Luke's memories and see what he went through. It's just like, oh man, this is bad.
The Jedi are bad.
Yeah.
We have to do something about this. But we'll do something about this. And sign off for right now.
Okay.
We'll see you guys later.
See ya.
Peace.